Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ina and I'm setting up my favorite journal, the movie TV show journal or media journal. The journal is from Arch and Olive. It's called Field Mouse. It's 8 by 8. It will be my first time using the 8 by 8 journal for movie TV shows. For the past several years, I used the A5 journal. I would purchase two journals. The first one will be for 6 months, and then the other will be for other 6 months. The company that I usually purchase is from Amazon. They did not release any new designs. I have almost all of their designs, so I went with Arch and Olive. They had a Black Friday deal and I picked up the journal. So I went with 8 by 8 in hopes I could fit the whole year. We'll see how it will be and how will 8 by 8 will be. As I said, that will be my first time using it, and it is kind of scary because it is a large journal. But we'll see how the year is gonna be. Does anybody else have a hard time setting up their cover page? Because I do. Cover page was the last page I set up. I do not like how it turned out. Luckily, I don't have to look at this page much. Sticker book that I use is from Amazon. Washi tape is from Hobby Lobby. The brown paper probably came from like the protection packages from Amazon. But overall, I just did not like the page how I decorated. I was okay with parts of it, but I kind of went with my default, putting the brown paper and going across two pages, so that way it will be more secure, so that way the journal will not fall apart by the end of the year. One of my journals did fall like that apart, but it was fine. I just taped it back up, but it was kind of interesting to see. But I'm hoping this one will not fall apart. It'll be, I don't think so, will, because why I was kind of afraid to use it kind of also is because I add a lot of stickers to it. I like to have reviews for movie TV shows, and as a visual person, I like to see some of the scenes or like quotes or like something that was mentioned in the TV show to put stickers in it. So this is why it kind of bulks up, and because I'm going to be using it for the whole year, it will definitely bulk up. But we'll see. I'm having like a lot of fun setting up the journal. I had like a lot of fun to setting up. It was so fun, but it was so big and it was really different. As I said, I do not like this section, and I don't think so I ever liked any of my setups for the cover page in my movie TV show journal. I don't know if I have to like look up some of the um, like on pictures or something. I don't know, just I don't know, there's a way that I just don't know what to do with the cover page. Some of the cover pages I'm like really easy to set up. My reading journal is like so much easier versus this one. I'm just like, okay, whatever, I'm just gonna slap a couple of washi tapes, put on some stickers, and just be done with it. The next section is section to rewatch movie TV shows. It's such an interesting page to look back at and see what I rewatched. I decided to decorate it with just washi tape. I don't want to bulk up the journal. Washi tape help to decorate and they don't bulk up the journal. And the next section is divided into two sections. First section, TV shows I want to finish, such as The Vampire Diaries. I stopped at season 6. And then Beauty and the Beast, which I haven't finished second season, and there's only 3 seasons. Then Nikita, A Ghost Whisperer. With Nikita, I think so. I did watch it, or I didn't watch the last season, like half of the season. And then Ghost Whisperer, I never finished watching it. I will probably add one or more TV shows that I could remember that I want to finish watching. And the bottom section is going to be TV shows I want to rewatch. I only added this section because I had space and it's a nice tracker, and it would be really fun coloring each box when I finish the season. Some of the TV shows that I want to rewatch is Gossip Girl, Teen Wolf, Veronica Mars, Shadowhunters, and The Musketeers. The Musketeers, I watched it last year for the first time and I love the show. It's such a great show and I do recommend it. It's really fun to watch. I really love the first 2 seasons. Their season kind of felt a little bit off, but the first 2 seasons were so good. I would recommend all 3 seasons. They're really good, but there's was something about it to each their own. But this is how like the section is. I love my rewatch and movie TV show section. I also like to add little stickers of the covers of the movie or TV show, and I size them really tiny to fit like in, I think so, 4x4 boxes, and they're really tiny. They're in a row. They're really cute, and they go with the number of I have a full list. I also add a cover of the movie TV show. I hope it makes sense, kind of. And the next section is one of my also fun sections are the movies I want to know to watch. I know there's way too many movies. I keep transferring them from previous years, hoping this year will be the year I'll finally watch those movies. One can only hope. It just, I like to watch TV shows instead of movies, and movies are limited, especially if you like the characters and actors, and you only get them for 1 hour, 2 hours, and then you don't really get like the character development. Sometimes you watch the movies and you're like, I wish there was more. At least there should be like 1 more hour, and it would be so beautiful. Even more, you just want to stay in the story and the characters. That's why I kind of like TV shows instead of movies. But I still love watching movies. I have variety this year in the genre, but my favorite genre is romance, thriller, drama, suspense, actions, and fantasy are like the most that I really watch. Fantasy I like to watch because I like to see how everything is developed. I like to read fantasy, but sometimes I just don't understand what the author is trying to say. So I'm like, what is exactly does like something supposed to be looking? And then sometimes I like to go on Pinterest and see how some people like develop the concept of it. Like I saw something there, they were talking about the world and how it's supposed to look and stuff, and I was like, what are you even talking about? And then I found on Pinterest and I was like, oh, that's how it's supposed to look. That now makes sense. And then a lot of stuff starts to click in your head and you're like, oh, that's how it's supposed to look. So this is why I like to watch like fantasy, watching it so I could see how it is. Sometimes, of course, it's not the way that the other like described, but it's like the little concept of it. And one of the movies that I wanted to watch is The Housemaid because of the book. The book is on my to be read section, so I want to see how the movie compares to the book. Probably I will like the book better than the movie. I find this case to be with a lot of books that I read and then I saw the movie. I don't read a lot of the books that are being adapted to a movie, but I have read several, and I just didn't like how they did it. The movie was kind of bland. I feel like the details that was added in the book made a lot of sense. It would describe the character. It would even be like it kind of explains, and you're like, oh yeah, this is explains more versus some details are taken away and then in the movie they mention it, but you're like, yeah, but this doesn't make sense. We were never introduced to the section. Only those people who read the book will understand what those sections are. One of them, I will say that I think so it's the hitting game. And when I was reading the book, I could picture Lucy Hale because the description of her, she's short hair, and I was like, oh my gosh, Lucy Hale would be like perfect for this. And then I found out that the movie's coming out. I was so excited, and then Lucy Hale was playing the character, and it was so fun. But the guy was so bland. When I was reading the book, I didn't picture the guy to be this bland, and I was like, he's so bland and boring and I don't know, because I felt like in the book there was more details about him. Over here, he was just there. Uh, but we're not talking about books. Sometimes I could just rant a lot about books that I read and get off topic. But some of the books that I want to watch is Anyone But You. I saw a lot of like talk about it. I saw it on TikTok. A lot of people were talking about it. So I was like, I just want to see how the modern romance is. Because a lot of my romance that I really like watching came in like early 2000s, like 2010s and stuff. I feel like they had more fun to it. So it'll be really fun to watch that one. And then Princess Bride, then Romeo and Juliet with Leonardo DiCaprio. I heard a lot about this movie and I kind of watched it. My sister recommended The Exception to me. She said it was really a good movie. She really enjoyed watching this one. And then I saw Lara Croft, the one 2001 came out with Angelina Jolie. Angelina Jolie in action movies, sign me up. I love her in Salt, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, The Tourist, and I was like, I love when Angelina Jolie plays in like this action movies. I haven't watched a lot of her stuff, but I have watched a lot, and I really enjoy how she plays the characters. And I heard that there's a new one coming out, so we'll see. And I'm not sure who's playing the Lara Croft one, but I don't think so they could stand with Angelina Jolie. I don't know. There's something about modern revamping of the movies, TV shows, and stuff. It just doesn't give that characteristic. I don't know what it is, but the early 2000s, the adaptation was better. The movies might not have been done really good. The CGI sometimes an off, but the way that they present it to you, it's kind of a better way. I don't know. We'll see. I haven't watched the movies. Maybe I'm gonna change my mind. Who knows? And then I want to watch The Covenant. I kind of want to finish watching that movie. Here's the thing. That movie, I started watching, I think so, in 2021 or something. And I didn't finish watching. I think so I wasn't not in the mood. And I just turn it off and never finish watching it. But I do want to finish watching it and see how we're gonna finish. I also have some older movies. My Fair Lady, Citizen Kane, Charade, and others. Total movies that I have is 77. There's way too much movies. On this page, I think so there's like 48 movies or something. And then on the next section, my Christmas movies, TV shows. On the left side, you could see it's just a blank page, and I'll be adding more. Movies on that section so I could fill in the page, because I was thinking one thing to add it to that page, but I never came up with idea what exactly I want to do, and I was like, I want to fill in that page. So I just added the rest of the movies that were on my paper, and also it gave me more space to add even more movies. So far I have 77. I don't think so I need to add more, but I'd rather have more space. So the next section is Christmas movies that I want to watch. This will be 24 movies. Over here, I only have 20 movies, but I want to watch 24 movies before Christmas. It's one of those concept of like an advent calendar, and it will be really fun. The movies that I picked are brand new ones, but the movies, there's several movies. There's Home Alone movies that I added that I wanted to rewatch and kind of ease myself into Christmas movies, because you get from all the October, November, you watch those movies. Like I like in October, I like to watch like supernatural TV shows, so it'll be harder to get yourself introduced to Christmas movies. I do want to watch something familiar. So Home Alone, all three of the movies are there. I love all three of the movies. I know that they came out with more movies. I think so. There's like 5 or 6 of them. I remember watching the fourth one. Yeah, that was horrible. The first 3 movies are amazing. The rest of them don't exist. So the other ones are brand new one to me. I also added a little bit space so I could add more. Who knows, maybe Hallmark or Netflix is going to be added more. Even I've seen Hulu dabble into Christmas movies, so we'll see what other streaming service is going to be added, or maybe there's some other movies that I would like to watch that are Christmas. But overall, I left a little bit space that I could add more. I'd rather have space that I could add than trying to remove one of the movies if I don't want to watch it and add something else that I kind of want to watch. And last section is Series Tracker. Series Tracker is one of those fun things to do. It takes a long time to do, but they're really fun. I like to check series that I'm watching or planning to watch. I like creating the tracker because how some shows disappear from one streaming service to another, and then I don't remember what episode I was watching. If I want to continue watching on a new streaming service on TV, kind of created this tracker, and I really like the concept of it. Is you put number 1 and then you add all the episodes, and then you put number 2, you add all the episodes, and you check all the TV shows in this section, and then you just color in the box of the episode that you watched. Some of the series that I want to track is Grimm, The Handmaid's Tale. Grimm is a brand new one that I started last year. It's such a great show. I was really surprised. I was like looking into something new to watch, and Grimm was underrated, I will say. I'm into it, but I stopped watching kind of, and I will definitely continue watching it this year. I do kind of want to finish it. Probably will. There's a thing that I have been kind of doing is not finishing a lot of TV shows. It's one of my flaws. I start TV shows and then I give up halfway through several seasons. But last year I finished watching Smallville, and it was a 10 season. I give myself like a prize that I finished a TV show that was 10 seasons with like 22 episodes. That show is really good. But I almost stopped at season like 3. It was so boring, season 3 of Smallville. I don't know what it was. I feel like they had a really good set of characters and the actors, but there were several episodes that I was like, what are we doing? But the only reason I continue watching, because I know Erica Durant, Lois Lane is coming season 4. That's the only reason I stayed. I would have quit in season 3 and would never realize that later on the season's getting better. And for example, season 9 is my favorite, but that's not here or there. We're getting off track. I like to like talk about TV shows and movies. I have like really amazing conversation with several of my friends or the other people that I just sit down, we're talking about. It's just so much fun because movies, TV shows is like are so different, so interesting. There's so many opinions that people have, so many theories people have, and it's one of those fun sections to talk about. Then I have The Handmaid's Tale. I started watching it last year, and I kind of want to finish watching it. In 2025 was the last season that they had, which I kind of skip watched, and I know what happened, and I'm kind of like disappointed, but I kind of understand. There's also a sidetrack on that one. Then I watched Justified. I began watching. I want to continue. Then Sea Patrol. It's an Australian TV show. Then CSI Miami, Beauty and the Beast, which one of my sections that I want to finish watching. Then Leverage. This is one of my guilty pleasures that I love to watch. Leverage. Then Cold Case and White Collar. I love those shows. They're really amazing shows to rewatch. And this is how my journal had turned out. I also added another section is favorite of the month. I did not film it, but you will see it in the flip through. And then I also added monthly statistics, which is one of my favorite sections. It's kind of interesting to see how much stuff you have watched in that specific month. And this is how everything turned out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. Thank you. Bye bye.